So you just had a brain injury, and all of a sudden you feel like you're anxious, your mind's racing, and on top of that, you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know how you fit into society, and you don't even know what the hell to do, which then leads you into depression. What do we do now? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's so nice to have you here, and I hope you're doing well on your healing journey. I also hope you're finding these videos are helping a little bit, or at least giving you some information and giving you ideas on how you can progress forward after your brain injury. This is never a topic most people like to touch on, but it's one that comes up a lot. In fact, I run a workshop, or have run workshops at brain injury retreats. Recently ran one online called Grief and How Do I Deal with People Who Don't Understand or Don't Want to Understand My TBI. It's always very popular and it's always very profound. The work we do in there is pretty amazing, and to see how these survivors navigate this topic is always humbling and touches my heart in a deep way. So first off, let me say, depression and anxiety are very normal to go through once you've had a brain injury. In fact, I don't know of one survivor that hasn't gone through it. Here's the key though, you have to work through it. I've seen a lot of survivors don't, and they'll be 7, 10, 12 years out and they're still getting really upset over their brain injury, and they're still frustrated. I even had one survivor look at me and said, I don't understand why I can't get to happiness. It's been 7 years. And through my workshop, she realized she never grieved. We have to grieve the person we once were. We've changed. It's been a dramatic change. Our friends and family have been affected by it. And of course, we've been affected by it. So of course, there's deep grief there, which also triggers anxiety and depression. I never had anxiety until I had a brain injury. And once I got my neuropsych test, which you haven't gotten a neuropsych test, please do. It was proven and shown I have a little ADD. But I knew that because I'm always paying attention to what my body's telling me. The second best advice I could give you. If you don't journal or don't like journaling, I understand that. Maybe make some voice memo notes or cut out pictures and paste them on a board to represent how you're feeling. But tracking your feelings right now is going to help everybody around you. It will help your therapist. It will help your doctor. It will help your speech therapist. It can help your nutritionist if you have one. The list can go on and on. But more importantly, it will show you how far you've come or how far you still have to go. And either one of those is more than okay. But it's important to be able to see where you've been, and also, honestly, beyond that, it's just nice to dump your feelings on a page. Nobody has to read it. Nobody has to see it. Or like I said, if you can't write it down, then record it. Hit a record on your phone, or ask for a little recorder even. I know some survivors that did that. Or like I said, cut out pictures or draw it or sing it. Write a song. That may sound silly, but all of those examples I've given you, I've seen survivors do. My point is, don't ignore it. Listen to your body, listen to your emotions. We store our emotions in our body. That energy from the trauma is stored, and it will come out in other ways. It may come out in an ache and pain. It may come out in a sickness. It may come out in extreme emotions. You just don't know. But if you don't deal with it, it doesn't have time to release. And my third and most important piece of advice is, if you're really in a dark place or you're really super anxious, get help. Find a therapist. Reach out. Even if you reach out to another survivor and say, I think I need help, I can't tell you how many groups I've run where I've actually had survivors come to me and say, I've contemplated, or I've thought about, or I've had feelings about suicide. And I take that very seriously because I was there. I didn't want to kill myself, but I was okay if a truck came out and took me out. I was in that dark place. And I remember thinking to myself, if this is how I'm going to live, then I wish I hadn't survived. So I've been there. But I knew that I had all the tools, right, to get out of it. Think positive, mantras. I would have told you, go F off. That's not helping me swim in this water. And I need to know how to swim because I feel like I'm drowning. And so I reached out to a friend who happened to mention a therapist. He didn't even really go to her for therapy. He went for something else and he said, here you go. So he didn't even know if she was a good therapist. Lucky for me, it worked out. My point is, when there's a will, there is a way. And I never gave up on myself. I kept reaching out. I can't say that I thought about it and the next day I found someone. And I was like, okay, here's my therapist. Didn't happen like that. I was constantly asking. I was constantly calling. I called a lot of therapy offices and got no response, or told I have too many clients. I had a lot of no's before I got a yes. But I knew I was worth it, and I knew I needed help. When you're in that space, reach out. Reach out. Please, call someone. Tell someone, because you deserve it. I know this can be a tough topic, it can be touchy, and a lot of people don't even want to talk about it, but it needs to be talked about because it's real, and we need to address it so we can help others through it. You're not crazy, you're not abnormal. This is all a natural part of healing after a traumatic brain injury. So I'm sending you tons of love. I have said before in the other videos, if you have any questions, if you have any insights, if you have any comments, please leave them down. If there's a good therapist you've attended and you went, hey, this person is great, please leave it in the comments section, maybe with your city, so another survivor could read that comment. That is my hope and my goal for this channel, is that it's not only about videos that inform, but that we create a community that helps each other on here. So know that I see you, know that I love you, and know that you are so, so valued. I'm sending you tons of hugs and healing, and I will see you on the next one.